First, I wanted to make a few comments. This meeting is strictly for a vote on the pilot program. We have given opportunity to our residents on several occasions to weigh in on this. We have postponed it on several occasions due to the nature of more information that was needed by some of the board members, so that they felt as though that they had all the information with expert advice to make an educated decision. And I applaud the board for that, because I think this is a very big decision for the village of Suffern, and I think it is our responsibility to make sure that we have all the information that we need to go forward with such something that will impact the village so greatly. That being said, we are here for the first item on the agenda to vote on a pilot program for Orange Avenue. I would like to let the board has been notified, and I would like to let all of you know that we have had an attorney, an expert attorney, look over the pilot program and give us his opinion on that program. I had made available to the public at the board meeting on Monday night a copy of that report from the attorney, which was a very positive report, as well as it was available on the website for anyone who would like to review it. This has been a long road. This is something that this board has taken very seriously. Each of us felt that we needed time to review all aspects of what this project entailed. Not just the monetary part of it, but also the impact on our village going forward. Traffic, environmental, there was a lot of aspects to making a decision on this pilot program. I myself, I have to tell you, spent many a nights up all night reading, looking into other areas, pilot programs, economic effect, environmental effect. This was a huge decision for all of us to make. And I want to tell you in all certainty that each one of the board members has taken the time to get all the information that they feel they have needed to come to make a decision today on the pilot program. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather, so if my voice goes out on you, I apologize. I also would like to tell you that Mr. Goldstein has also gone back numerous times to try to meet some of the needs and concerns of the village. The latest thing he has come back to me with is he has again put his pencil to the paper and has come back with, instead of a 40-year pilot, a 35-year pilot. So, that's what we'll be considering tonight, is based on a 35 instead of a 40-year pilot. And the board members all have that information as well. Would any of the other board members like to speak?
I think probably speak on the vote.
Yeah. Okay. Then I would need a motion.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Hagen.
I'd like to read a statement I made.
Okay.
And I'll give a copy to Virginia. Okay. May 15, 2014, in reference to the Orange Avenue pilot. Since I am deeply committed to the revitalization of the village of Suffern, I am in favor of developing the blighted area in and around Orange Avenue and Chestnut Street. Upgrading this area would have a positive impact on our village by attracting residents and businesses to the downtown area of Suffern. What we now have is a developer who is presenting a plan that does not offer adequate parking or any new retail space. In addition, he wants to put the burden of tax abatement on a village already fiscally stressed. Village residents are currently paying county, town, and village taxes at the full assessed rate. They are paying their fair share, and so should this developer. This greatly needed tax revenue would be lost with the implementation of a proposed pilot. This pilot program allows the developer to obtain a low-interest loan and deprived the village of Suffern of their fair share of taxes for 35 years. I cannot agree with this. I fully understand the developer will purchase 120 Orange, clean up the contaminated soil, and make repairs to the underpass on Chestnut. But this is not enough to justify not paying the full tax abatement that will increase in value over 35 years. Frank Hagen. So I'm voting no.
Thank you, Frank. Mrs. Corrigan?
My vote is yes, and voting yes because we've waited a very, very long time. We've entertained a lot of developers, one developer twice. We've shot down every project that came through for many different reasons. And I feel that the payment in lieu of taxes will far exceed anything that we will see from any other developer that comes into this village. My vote is yes.
Okay, Mr. Byrne?
I regret that because of a professional relationship and my firm's representation of one of the property owners involved in this proposal, that I would be required by ethical rules to abstain from voting, as I have through this process and any other votes we've taken. So unfortunately, although I wish I was in a different position, I'm required to abstain.
Thank you, Mr. Byrne. Mr. Meehan?
Yes. When the village board previously voted on the proposed pilot, I voted no because I didn't feel qualified to make a decision and wanted expert help. With the help of Mr. Magrino, our attorney, the village enlisted the services of Farrell Fritz, a Long Island firm with extensive experience in real estate development and the financing of residential real estate development. My first question to them dealt with the need for the pilot. I had a long discussion with Peter L. Curry of that firm. He told me that the Goldsteins could possibly get a conventional loan, but would have to come up with a 35% down for the loan. And for real estate developers, that's just too great a risk. He stated that a conventional loan would be less expensive for the borrower. They would pay a lower rate with a conventional loan. And that the rate paid under governmental financing sought by the Goldsteins with the obligatory pilot provision. I've long felt that the particular property was blighted, and I know that the single-room occupancy building has been too frequent a cause for police intervention. A number of other things have influenced my decision. One is the fact that we have improved the payout from the original project, so that in the first year our revenue from the properties will increase $5,000 over the current taxes paid by these properties. Another is the opinion of our treasurer, Tom Sardan, who I have great respect for, whose careful analysis, after careful analysis, feels that the pilot would make economic sense for the village. Another is the discovery of the significant brownfield on the property, which will cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to remediate. They were manufacturing batteries on that site in the 30s. If we turn down the Goldsteins, I very much doubt that we will ever be able to attract another developer with the knowledge of the brownfields. I've been told that if I support this pilot, I would be ignoring the people. I know that many people I respect are opposed to this project. I also know that many people I respect are in favor of this project. I see the community is divided. I have seen massive community opposition to projects in the past, and I do not see it on this issue. In any event, I have to defend my position in the upcoming election. I've lived in Suffern all my life, and as an official, I've always tried to act in the public interest. That is why I'm voting yes for the pilot.
Thank you, Mr. Meehan. Jack, I think that was very well said. I do believe that this is a very blighted area. It's been something that's been looked at for many, many years and continues to get worse. And as I drive down Orange Avenue, I really get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach when I look at that area because, Suffern really is a beautiful place. And this kind of brings us down. And it serves as one of gateways to our community, and just is not serving us well. I think that everyone knows that I was very concerned about this pilot. So I had to weigh my concerns with the pilot, and I had to weigh my concerns with the area being not in very good condition and continuing to get worse, as well as our empty stores downtown, and as well as the fact that there's an $800,000 cleanup that would need to be done before any developing could be done on that property. This certainly is not something that's going to attract developers to this property, now that we do know that there's such a heavy cleanup. Therefore, in weighing everything, and I have to tell you, I've taken this quite seriously, and again, I will echo what Jack said. Unfortunately, we cannot please everyone, but we have to, at the end of the day, be able to lay our heads on the pillow and know that we've done the best thing for Suffern. I will vote yes.
Just, if I may, just so we're clear, it was unclear exactly what the motion was for. Mr. Goldstein proposed a pilot agreement in a letter March 14, 2014, and now it's a proposed 35-year pilot. Just so it's clear, the board is voting that it would agree to those terms, subject to a formal written agreement. And again, I think the Farrell Fritz letter indicated that there should be some recapture language in there, which again should be part of, and I think the developer understands that would be part of the agreement. So that's what the motion was for. Basically, was for kind of the board giving an indication to the developer that it would be a 35-year pilot on the terms as set forth in that letter, subject to a formal written agreement that the board must agree to also, and the developer. So this is kind of a preliminary step so the developer can move forward and the village can move forward also, but an indication that on these terms, subject to written agreement, the board has voted as just indicated.
I really think that the developer knows, as every developer, that there's always going to be a recapture provision in the
And I'd like to
pilot.
Yeah, I'd like to explain to you, we have asked for a provision in the pilot program that the village, if this building should go under at any time, or the developer goes out of business or goes bankrupt or whatever, we would recapture the full value of the pilot back from the mortgage company, so that you all are aware that we're protecting the village with that, and the Goldsteins have agreed to that language being added to our agreement with them for the pilot program. I also want to let you know that the Goldsteins will now have to go to the school board as well as the town of Ramapo. All must be in agreement with a pilot program, so that will be their next steps. And I'm sure that will be sooner rather than later, as I know that we have had you wait a very long time, Mr. Goldstein, but please understand that we really needed to have everything in order. That being said, the motion is carried, and I will go on to item B, which is to appoint a laborer. Or we just have the switching of the guards here. We'll put Terry back in his seat.
The line change.
Yes. Laborer, we had a resignation of a laborer's position. We had a candidate that we thought was going to take the position and had called Mr. Sawicki to say he was unable to take the position. Therefore, Mr. Sawicki did some more interviewing and has come up with an appointment for a laborer. So, Mr. Sawicki?
Good afternoon, Mayor and the Board. I am requesting the Mayor to appoint Mr. Daniel M. Morgan to the vacant street department laborer's position. Mr. Morgan resides in Sloatsburg, New York, is a Sloatsburg firefighter, and is currently working for the DPW in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey. Mr. Morgan possesses a CDL license and has 11 years of DPW experience. Mr. Morgan will start work on June 2nd, 2014 at a rate of pay of $16.39 per hour.
Thank you. I'd like to appoint Mr. Morgan. Do I have a motion to confirm?
Motion to confirm.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in, Mr. Hagen,
Yes.
Mrs. Corrigan,
Yes.
Mr. Byrne,
Yes.
Mr. Meehan,
Yes.
and I vote yes, motion is carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion to have-
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.